by HTN Sports.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Indian Hill Gymnasium. Tonight's game between the Indian Hill Braves and the Taylor Yellow Jackets. I'm Tony Harris. I'm here with my partner, Brian Shaw, a man who is not afraid of death. He just doesn't want to be there when it happens.
It's like a lot of things. I'm not afraid if I'm not there.
Anyway, Brian just finished the Hall of Fame induction ceremonies pregame tonight, and we're going to have a nice program at halftime for the honorees.
So it'll be brief at the half. We really got a lot going. Pregame started at 5:30. Nicole Bell left Indian Hill as the all-time leader for girls basketball in points and assists. And Eppa Rixie IV, maybe Indian Hill's best big man, certainly one of Indian Hill's best men.
Well, the Braves have a tall task at hand tonight. Taylor comes into the game 7-0 in the league, 12-2 overall, and they're a handful. They've got a couple excellent players, and the Braves are going to be without three of their starters, three guys who really make this team go. C.J. Hayden, the rim protector for the Braves, is out. Ty Thornton, Indian Hill's probably best all-around player, and Johnny Pottigel, the point guard. And playing a team like this, the Braves are really going to have to find something else and get some contributions from some fellas who haven't had a chance to make a lot of contributions so far this year.
So we talked about it on Tuesday night. You know, they're missing about two-thirds of their offense from a point standpoint. But when you consider that that's the bench, that's the entire team, those three guys, very impactful for the Braves. You can only worry about who's here. Braves got 5 on the floor, and it's time to play.
Well, the Taylor Yellow Jackets going to be a little difficult to read their numbers. The blend there with the black and the black is difficult to read, but number 2 will be easy for you to find. We'll have Antoine Peak guarding him. Danny Austin, a 4-year starter for Taylor, and just a terrific player. Had 41 points on Tuesday night, and is a really nice player. It'll be fun to watch, and let's hope that Antoine doesn't get in foul trouble and can limit his touches.
So Danny Austin also with, 45, 50 steals at this point in the season. Very active hands, very good player. I don't think the Braves will face a more skilled offensive player this season.
Wow. Well, Alex Grace starts the game off with a nice 3 after the Braves pass it around, and Braves go up 3-0.
Alex Grace, not only a starter, but a guy that's just been on the floor a lot with everything that's been going on this year.
Harry
Hilbert. A little bit ahead of schedule.
Harry Hilbert goes right by Alex. We talked about Hilbert. We've enjoyed watching him the last couple of years. Tremendous football player, but a really skilled basketball player. Doesn't seem to have the svelte physique that most basketball players do, but really knows how to use his body and get position, and a really talented player.
So 9 times out of 10, you look at Harry Hilbert in the hall, winter sport, wrestling. Not the case.
Wow. Nice pass up there, and Johnny Kearns with the layup.
So just like I said, that Austin is maybe the most skilled player the Braves will see this season. As far as intelligence, Harry Hilbert, the things that guy does on the floor, one of the leading assist guys, maybe the leading assist guy here for Taylor tonight.
Grace into Peak. And he goes up and scores, and the Braves take a 5-4 lead.
Taylor running a lot through Harry Hilbert. He's always taking advantage of younger players. Great wall up by Grace the first time down the floor. See if he can stay on the floor. Hilbert's had his way with a lot of our big guys.
Kearns, Johnny Kearns. That's Zach Howard, the point guard. And there's Austin. Great defense there by Antoine Peak, and Hilbert wrestling, stumbling, bumbling, and a timeout. Or no, I'm sorry, a jump ball, and Taylor will retain possession. Could have been 3 seconds.
So you talk about being down 3 guys that are starters. Problem on that right there, you got one starter in Antoine Peak that gets on the floor. Harry Hilbert battling 3 Braves for the basketball. Peak, the only guy that gets on the floor on purpose. Braves are going to have to give more effort than Taylor because Taylor's really good.
It's off. Peak, can't quite corral it, and there's Austin.
That's in range, just inside the volleyball line, not a problem.
Brian, Tuesday night he had 41 points against Talawanda. And Hilbert is Batman and Robin thing. The Robin had 30 against Talawanda.
Wyatt
there
Higgins
by Wyatt Higgins,
shot.
yeah. There's Austin, Johnny Kearns.
Yeah, this Taylor team, a lot of good supplemental players, guys that are complementary, but the 2, Hilbert and Austin, unbelievable.
Howard with a miss and Peak with the rebound.
How about the big guy dribbling in and being able to turn and use the pivot foot to create for a teammate? Wide open look. Those Taylor guys around him are going to get their chances. So twice down the floor, Alex Grace with a really good job staying on his feet, not going for the shot fake from Harry Hilbert. Hilbert will show it all to you, try to get you up in the air.
Peak trying to make a pass in there to Luke Folke, and unfortunately goes out of bounds, and Taylor will inbound and bring it up here. And the battle, Austin, all odds should be the player of the year in this league. And Howard with a miss.
So once again, playing the inside-out game, Hilbert able to take the defender down to the low block, get help, and kick it out for an open shot.
Bygram with a miss, and Austin with a rebound.
Good toughness there by Austin.
Nice move. Wow.
So you just get a couple of those. The rest of these guys don't have to do too much.
It's Johnny Kearns, who's a 3-sport star for Taylor.
Yeah, Kearns, St. John, they got a lot of guys that can Kincaid. They got a lot of guys that can do things for them, but they're buttressed by these 2 stars.
Harry Hilbert. I'd say, don't let his size fool you. He can shoot, he can move. And Taylor up to a quick 12-5 lead. This team can score in bunches, and they have a lot of nice players.
You know, you think back to those Madeira teams, Nung, Huffle, guys like that are built like that. Yeah, they could hit the 3, but what Hilbert does on the inside-out game, to me, is the separator. That's a guy that can put it on the floor, get to spots. And one thing his teammates understand that a lot of guys that age don't, it's not about throwing to somebody on a spot to the floor to where they can score it. It's about throwing it there to make the defense respond so that somebody else can get an opportunity. Taylor Yellow Jackets do it as well as I've seen it here recently.
Well, they're really well coached, and James Holland has been their coach now since 2016, and this program was down towards the bottom of the CHL for many, many years, and that's not the case anymore. They've had the last 3 years have been very, very good to them, and a lot of hard work and a lot of great seniors have played very well for them this year. Wow.
Wyatt Higgins with the 3-point basket, and that's big for the Braves, Toe. Taylor comes out of that timeout in a 1-2-2, and that's part of what gave Indian Hill trouble the first time they played 10 days ago.
Austin misses. Zach Howard, and it's off. Ooh.
Wyatt Higgins, a guy that will get on the floor. We've talked about that in the past. We're going to have Zach Jones check in here for the Braves and a host of players for Taylor.
Including number 5, Ryan Kincaid, their 3rd leading scorer who comes off the bench. Good size, and I was impressed with when we played them last year. He does a nice job.
So Kincaid could be a guy in the tournament that might be one of the keys. You know, once you take up a defender with Austin and you take up another one with Hilbert, all of a sudden you're dealing on their third best defender, and Kincaid might have some big games here as we go down the stretch.
Austin short on his shot and gets in there for an offensive rebound and is fouled. First foul of the game.
Kincaid, a long guy that can shoot the basketball, so he gives you a lot of different levels. A lot of things you can do with Ryan Kincaid.
Austin gives it up to Hilbert.
Not in a hurry, is he, Toe? He's right there in the lane, just bump, create some separation, and put it up when I want to put it up.
He's an outstanding football player, but he's a really good basketball player, too.
And I'd say 80% of it is just intelligence. He is a smart basketball player. Gets the game.
Well, Wyatt Higgins with a miss, and Taylor's off to the races. Kincaid with the miss, but Hilbert with the rebound. And they're going to call a travel. Well, great play for Wyatt Higgins, diving for the ball and trying to keep it alive, but the man in stripes disagrees.
Good effort down there. And once again, Hilbert operating in that lane, Toe, with three guys around him. That's a problem. If you need three guys to guard him, somebody's going to be open for a wide open look.
And they've got a lot of numbers there. That's number 3. It's Luke St. John.
Yeah, St. John looking to the corner to freeze that defender and then gets all the way to the basket.
Higgins with a miss, and Hilbert with great positioning gets the rebound, and there's Kincaid. Oh, it looked like he traveled. And a delayed whistle, and the referee on the far side of the court made that call. The referee on the near side looked elsewhere.
Does this referee favor anybody, Toe? Anybody you think he might look a little bit like? Somebody with salon quality hair? Will Ferrell character? We'll think about that. Maybe in the second half we can answer that question.
Higgins to Peak, and Peak is fouled.
Great job by Higgins. Good
Very
catch by
nice
Peak, but Higgins able to slow it down and get the ball inside. Braves get rewarded.
The last CHL title for Taylor was in 1992. I mean, we're
been
talking
a while.
30 years ago. The way they're playing right now, it's going to be difficult for anybody to stop them. They're really this senior group led by Austin, a 4-year starter, and Hilbert, and Kincaid, and Kearns. I mean, they've got a lot of firepower. Peak misses a second. That's Alex Grace with the rebound and puts it right back in. Wide open is Kincaid. He misses. Antoine Peak with the rebound. Braves is down 6 now with just under 1:20 to go here in the quarter. Folke, Peak. That's Zach Jones. Here's Alex Grace. Peak looking for somebody to cut. Wow. Alex Grace. This guy who just had his first start earlier this week and lighting it up right now in the first quarter. 16-13, and Braves are matching shot to shot right here, but wow. Hilbert gets blocked and gets his own rebound and goes right back up and puts it in, and 18-13. Braves down 5 with 33 seconds left here in the quarter. There's Alex Grace. Folke. Antoine Peak. You got 2 shooters on the court here. Zach Jones, number 10 in the corner, but there's Alex Grace, and he's the shooter tonight. Wow. Luke St. John with a beautiful drive and gets fouled, and not a great way to end the quarter right now. The Braves really had caught up, and St. John makes a nice drive and gets the points and is going to shoot a free throw. And Folke with his second foul, and that's a little dangerous for the Braves. Johnny Pottigel, the starting point guard, is out, and Folke really needs to play 30 or 31 minutes tonight, and that's going to be difficult with 2 fouls on him here in the first quarter. 8 seconds. Folke brings it up. Alex Grace. Ben Vigran, it's off. So a exciting first quarter. Taylor takes a 21-16 lead as we go to a slight intermission. I mentioned that Taylor, their last CHL title was 1992, 30 years ago. And that was also their last winning record in the CHL. But since James Holland has become their coach, they've had steady improvement. Their first winning season was in 2020 when they were 14-10. And then in last year, they impressed and went up to 16-6. This year, they're having a heck of a year. They're 7-0 in the league and 12-2 overall. So Coach Holland's done a magnificent job with this group. And again, this senior class is taken some lumps early as freshmen, got better as sophomores, juniors, and now they're odds-on favorite to win the league title. Austin had, I believe, just one three-pointer in the first quarter. I mentioned he's the odds-on favorite to win the league MVP title, and it'll be the first non-Wyoming player to win the league title in 8 years. Very, very nice shooter. Antoine Peak is on him tonight, and hopefully Antoine can contain him. And Antoine actually is not starting the second quarter. They're giving him a break, and got a couple newbies in here for the Braves. Eli Riggs, number 15, is in. That's Ethan Simons, Ben Vigran, Riggs, and Will Forbes with a nice steal and loses control of the ball as he goes up, and the Braves will get possession. And here comes Mr. Peak. He had a full 28 seconds of game time to rest. And the Braves can't afford to have him off the court very long tonight. He's the Braves' best rebounder. He's the Braves' best defender. He just does so many things for Indian Hill. And if the Braves have any chance tonight, he's got to be on the court. A little game of soccer going on, and kicked out by Taylor, and the Braves will retain possession. Nathan Vigran coming in for Indian Hill in place of Riggs. So we've got 2 Vigrans in the game for Indian Hill. They're cousins. Another place play. Peak stops the fast break, and the Braves will get the ball back.
A 21-16 game here with 6 minutes 45 seconds left in the second quarter. Braves playing well. We got Nathan Vigran on the floor for the Braves, along with Shep Ward, the sophomore. His thin frame belies the fact that he might be the strongest player with the ball in the entire Indian Hill program. It is a pleasure, it's an honor, and it's become somewhat of a tradition to have the great American, and I'm not talking about people that pirate the name Great American like Sean Hannity.
I like Sean Hannity.
Yeah, you might, but I think the real Great American, the man that the ballpark was named after, Bill Cunningham, has joined us.
Brian, how are you?
Commander, I couldn't be any better if I was Lou from Missouri.
I'm looking at this right now. This fabulous as hardly seat in the house. Young Americans fighting hard against an intractable foe, trying to do what's right for the American people. I'm a taxpayer in Indian Hill.
Yes.
It's good to see so many young boys and girls out here on a frigid, unforgiving, brutal Friday night
Yes.
to watch the Braves come back and somehow take down the Yellow Jackets of Taylor.
Willie, you know, they're out here with the masks. We were worried that when the mask got extended, the requirement got extended, that maybe it would affect their turnout. But they have come out in mass, and they're out here not only to see the Fighting Braves, but they're here to see Nicole Bell and the great Eppa Rixie IV.
Two great Hall of Famers. I've read some of their bio. It's amazing to me how young people achieve so much at such an early age. So at halftime tonight, we're going to induct these two former Brave students into the Indian Hill High School Hall of Fame for their athletic and other exploits. They lived their lives well. After they left here, they formed the core, the basis, the spine of someone's moral integrity and values, best exhibited by these Hall of Famers, about to be inducted into the Braves Hall of Fame. It can't get much better than that.
Willie, you're showing me as much energy and enthusiasm for this as a guy like Joe Biden, and it's terrific, and I just want to thank you for that. I love the energy.
I'm not sure if that's a compliment or a criticism, but I'll say this right now. If some alien spaceship would arrive on Earth and say, "Take me to your leader," I think we're going to be embarrassed and we're in big trouble. The invasion is coming. That's all I can say.
Like it is at Kenwood Country Club, I put it on a tee and it gets hit.
It gets airborne.
Yes, it does.
How about some of the action on the court? It looks like 23-18. The Yellow Jackets are stinging the Braves.
Willie, I know that CHL basketball is your passion. However, you may be unfamiliar with some of these guys. Let's talk about them a little bit. First, for the visiting Yellow Jackets, a couple of players I wanted to point out to you. Danny Austin, number 2, over here in front of the Indian Hill student section. You can't see him right now. Maybe one of the more skilled players in the league. The more skilled players that the Indian Hill Braves will face all year. The guy can shoot it, he can pass it. And then number 24, you see him at the foul line. That's where you like to camp out. That's where you compete these days.
That was at the foul line. That's all I can do now is shoot free throws. Number 24 looks like a middle guard on the football team. But number 2, he's right now being schooled by an Indian Hill. A little bit of a back cut across the well into number 24. He's taking a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. There's a Scott. Look at that unbelievable miss shot. However, he's going to get 2 free throws from the Yellow Jackets in Taylor. Imagine how cold it is in Taylor right now.
It's
cold.
It's
cold in Indian Hill.
It's cold.
It's cold.
It's
That's a hell of a drive over there, too.
Yes, yes.
I've been there. I did a sports tag for the Yellow Jackets. It's a great community, a lot of fine Americans, but it's in the middle of nowhere.
Cold enough for Benjamin Harrison to pull up stakes and head west to Indianapolis.
I'd say it's colder than a well digger's behind. That's all I can tell you, man. It's cold.
Well, this guy at the line, Harry Hilbert, one of the smarter basketball players you'll see in high school basketball. Guy really gets the game, works the inside out.
How about
game.
that?
Their leader in assists, Willie. Their
Really?
leader in assists, yes.
Fundamentally strong.
They
Fundamentally.
They run it through him. He's the straw that stirs the drink, while Austin gets a lot of the accolades. The guy with the ball up top, Willie, number 11 for Indian Hill, that is the son of Antoine Peak Jr.
Great.
Yeah, Antoine Peak, the all-time sack leader at the University of Cincinnati.
Is he still in the big show, do you know?
He is not. No.
He did a great job with the Bearcats.
Yeah, injury prevented him from going any further a few years back. Peak, one of the great teammates you could ever have.
How about that? Number 11 takes it up, rebound. Indian Hill puts it back up, cuts the deficit.
Nate
Deficit,
Byron.
25-20.
Nate Byron on that one, Willie.
Cuts the deficit.
Yes, sir.
And Coach Tim Birch is having a hell of a time over. He's yelling at the officials. He's going to get teed any minute now, I think.
Coach Birch, of course, coached youth basketball for years at Deer Park. Also coached the freshman team over there.
Well, he was schooled at the Park. The Park's had some difficult days of late, but I was talking to Jim Stahl that the Park will arise again. The Park will arise.
Really, the recruiting can't stay down forever.
I'll say this, there's a kid in Azerbaijan. You ought to see this kid shoot the sky hook.
Yeah.
Azerbaijan, he's coming.
Yeah.
Assuming the Ukrainian invasion doesn't hurt him.
Yeah.
We talked to Harry Yagi. We're going to get that kid over here. Living in Deer Park, that's the key. You must live in Deer Park.
Not to call for a coaching change, but will we see the regentrification of Deer Park?
It's happening as we speak. $1 million homes are going in. I mean, all of a sudden, I see the middle class, the core of Hamilton County.
Yes.
It's Deer Park, Ohio.
Yes.
Hard work, perseverance, fear of God, love of country. It's flat. You can walk around. We've got a great police department. Of course, you're halfway between 71 and 75. Three-point shot. Yellow Jackets take another one. 28-21 Yellow Jackets.
Ryan Kincaid.
You can actually walk to Kenwood if you wanted to. You can walk to Amberley Village. You can walk to Blue Ash. Deer Park's the heart of it all.
That's an impressive revision and extension of remarks. However, I was just talking about Steve Gentry, the gentrification of Deer Park.
An AAU coach. He came to Deer Park with his son and did a great job.
Yes, he did.
A lot of his AAU team members came with him,
Yep.
and they lived in the park.
They lived in the park.
You got to live in the park.
Chicken on the Run, Italianette.
Not a lot of apartments in Indian Hill, but there's lots of apartments in Deer Park.
Yes, there are.
And so we made sure we followed all the rules.
Yep.
And guess what? The park will rise again.
29-0, Willie. 29-0.
Even more than that, they were outscored on. The other thing, I mean, to go 20. In fact, history will show they're the first team in Hamilton County history to go undefeated and win the state title.
Yes.
Mahler didn't do it. Elder didn't do it. It took Deer Park to show the way. Then the next year, Mahler arose. They followed Deer Park's lead.
Yes.
And Mahler won the state, undefeated.
Coach Kramer saw a blueprint, and he said, you know
Carl
what?
said,
I think I'm going to follow that. Yes.
But the other thing to think about is this. Deer Park did it the right way.
Yes.
By getting a good gentrification program underway. And those kids are now in college all over the place. And we were the springboard to their great success later in life.
Willie, number 10 for the Braves out there. He looks to be a young guy. One of the best shooters you'll ever see, Zach Jones.
What number is he?
Number 10.
Number 10. That was my number at Deer Park.
Is that right?
Yes, number 10.
Is that when Bruce Bagley carried you across the finish line on a regular basis?
He was a little younger than me. Bruce was in reserve. He was the enforcer. He was like a hockey player, you know what I'm saying? And Bruce Bagley knew if we put Bagley in, you don't want to get off the floor because he was going to undercut you, and you'd be like a turlicue. It reminds me of can I tell you a story?
Yes, sir.
I'm down there at Xavier. The People's Judge and I just got married. It's like February of 1969. Xavier is playing Niagara at the Schmidt House.
Wow.
And
Calvin Murphy?
Bingo.
Okay.
It's almost halftime.
Yeah.
Xavier's losing by 10. The PA announcer comes on and says, at halftime, please do not leave your seats. Penny and I, we don't leave. There's only about 40 people there. Don't leave, because Calvin Murphy will put on a halftime show.
Oh.
I said a halftime. He scored like 20 points in the first half.
He already put on a show.
I said he did. So Xavier goes down the steps to the locker room. Niagara leaves the court. All that remains is Calvin Murphy. He goes over to the bench and pulls out of a sack 4 batons. He walks out to the X in the midcourt and does a 10-minute halftime show with 4 batons up in the air, bouncing them off the court. It was like 2 or 3 go up. Took about 10 minutes. Everyone's applauding. When he got done, the team came up from the locker room and started the second half.
He got in layup line.
That kid,
From baton to layup line.
That kid did everything.
I love it.
Now he's like a Hall of Famer in the NBA.
Yes, he is.
I want to know any Indian Hill Brave players at halftime will do a show. Ask the fans to stick around. We're going to have a dance troupe or a baton or a fashion show or something.
Yes. We've got a couple of guys that are really good singers. Maybe I'll ask them to sing for the crowd at halftime.
Maybe they call their win Mariah. But getting back to the game here, Brian, just for a moment, Taylor is beating the Braves 34-23 with about 100 seconds to go. The Braves are scheduled, according to Vegas, they were a 3-point favorite in this game.
Well, I don't know. Vegas needs to pay attention. Taylor's 12-2 this year. Pretty good team.
They haven't played Deer Park, I assume, yet.
They did play Deer Park.
I beat them too, huh?
I think they might have got him.
Well, there you go. I mean, right now the Yellow Jackets are running away with it.
Well, you know, Yellow Jackets got out to an 8-point lead, and actually Indian Hills hung in there. Just got to weather the storm, get into the locker room at halftime, talk to Tim Birch, have him figure it out.
Get some inspirational address.
Exactly. Come out. Speaking of inspirational address, tomorrow, the Cincinnati Bengals incredibly have an opportunity to win their first road playoff game.
Ever.
How is that possible? But let's set that aside. What do you say to the boys in orange and black tomorrow as they go down to Music City? Hopefully they're not having too much fun tonight.
Keep them off the streets.
What do you say to them to rally them to greatness?
First of all, Joe Burrow said a couple weeks ago, the reason none of the Bengals have gotten COVID is because there's nothing to do in Cincinnati. And so he has been focused like a laser beam on the playbook. On the other hand, if you're in Tennessee, man, you got Music City.
Yes.
You got Broadway.
Yeah.
You got the singing, the dancing. You got the boots. You got the belts. You got the hats. You have all the country singers. One of my old girlfriends, Carrie Underwood, has a place there in Nashville. So all the bright lights are dissuading the Titans from getting ready for the Cincinnati Bengals. And by the way, I got to get down to midcourt, don't I? There's 40 seconds to go, and it's 36-25, Taylor.
We have to get relief. Tony Harris is going to come back, and
I got my duty.
Tony
There's
Harris.
Tony.
Tony Harris is talking to your wife.
We call him
the people's judge.
Keep him away from my wife. We got Dave Lapham. Here comes Dave Lapham. Thank you, Brian.
All right,
Thank
Commander,
you.
It is my pleasure, and I hope everybody enjoyed that.
When I first started talking, the Braves were up by 2. Yellow Jackets are up by 27 points. So, Tony, it's up to you to bring it home.
A little traveling music there for Danny Austin, and thank Bill Cunningham for joining us here for a few minutes and turning a 2-point lead into a deficit. Antoine Peak with a long, it's off. So that'll put us at halftime with Taylor up 36-25. A lot of firepower, or a lot of up and down, and I'm hoping that Luke Folke's okay. He sat out, I believe, the entire second quarter. I know he has 2 fouls. He seems to be holding around his hand somewhere. And again, the Braves need Luke's leadership and his defense and his passing. He does a great job setting everybody up. Now, we mentioned tonight is Hall of Fame night. And my colleague, Brian Shaw, is the head of the Hall of Fame committee for Indian Hill. And they're inducting 3 members in here tonight. 2 are here. One of them, unfortunately, had some health issues and couldn't make it. But they're setting up right now for the inductions. Nicole Bell, Indian Hill class of 2012, phenomenal basketball player, holds the school record for scoring as well as assists, which is a tough thing to do both of those. And Nicole had a magnificent career at Indian Hill during her 4 years. The Braves record in the CHL was 54-2. And talking to Nicole, she remembers some of the 54 wins, but she remembers the 2 losses very vividly. And Eppa Rixie IV, Eppa, class of 1972, an incredible basketball and track star and former mayor of Indian Hill. So I'm going to turn it over here to Brian Phelps, our esteemed athletic director, and Bill Cunningham, the master of ceremonies.
And this evening, we're going to introduce you to those fine Braves and our MC tonight. To tell you a little bit about them and bring them all on out is Willie Cunningham. Thank you very much. Thank you. I love the Yellow Jackets of Taylor almost as much as I love the Braves of Indian Hill. Tonight's a very special night for 2 graduates of Indian Hill High School. It is a great thing when the school who knows you best and knew you first, many years after your attendance here, have taken time out of their busy schedule to acknowledge the athletic exploits that these 2 candidates have had. They were inducted earlier into the Indian Hill Hall of Fame. And first of all, Nicole Bell is a graduate of Indian Hill High School circa 2012. 3 times All-State honors in basketball. Graduated as an all-time school leader and points and assists. So she can put it in the basket, and she assisted others in putting it in the basket. She played basketball collegiately at Indiana University, the home of the Hoosiers, graduate of Emory University of Nursing. Because of what she did here at Indian Hill, because you are remembered some 9 years later, Rixie IV is known, he was the top area basketball and track performer on the all-time list of school leaders in several categories. He played basketball collegiately at Davidson College and also served as chairman of the Rixie Berry Insurance Group. Because of the way he's led his life and because of his athletic exploits here at Indian Hill, Eppa Rixie IV, congratulations on your entry to the Indian Hill High School Hall of Fame. Eppa Rixie IV, congratulations. How about a round of applause for these Hall of Famers? Thank you very much. Very briefly, Nicole, I'd like to ask you, what does this award mean for you?
I just want to take the time to just thank everybody, my support system. I wouldn't have been here without you guys. My parents, my friends, my teammates, my coaches. You guys mean the world to me, and I wouldn't be standing here without you guys.
Eppa Rixie IV.
It's just a real honor to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. And I want to thank everybody, the coaches, the teammates, and the school for everything they've done for me over my life. Thank you.
Pleasure. Congratulations, and let the games begin. Congratulations.
For more than 100 years, AAA has kept America's cars on the road. And no one is better equipped to care for your car than AAA Bob Summerall Tire and Service. Our ASE certified mechanics know cars from bumper to bumper and which tires you need to get where you're going. Count on AAA to keep your car running right today and down the road. Everyone is welcome at your neighborhood AAA Bob Summerall Tire and Service.
Choose the Weiler way today. Tired of the traditional online car shopping experience? When you visit our Weiler websites and have a question, we have dealership professionals who will chat with you live. Rooted in family, driven by you.
Looking for a new home? You'll love SipsyKlein.com. For the latest new listings, price changes, and open houses, make it part of your everyday routine.
When a new listing is posted, I want to be among the first to find it. My secret weapon? SipsyKlein.com. I start each day with a cup of coffee, the latest new listings, price changes, and all the home buying tools I need.
That's just the beginning of what you'll find at SipsyKlein.com.
All right, team. We got a long day ahead of us, but this is what we do. It's time to go to work. Yeah, let's get it.
We work, we get stuff done.
That's right.
No matter what the problem, we just roll up our sleeves.
We do.
Not afraid of the project,
Oh, no.
not afraid of the time.
Okay.
Say it, I'll build America, we always on time.
Let's get it.
We work, we get We're not here for the glory. We aggregate, crush rock, 24/7 non-stop. Hot products high in calcium, low in that magnesium. We'll mix it up, then bag it. Y'all know what I'm saying. Blast, dredge.
Choose the Weiler way today. We value your time and convenience. Visit Weiler.com and shop over 7,000 cars. See estimated monthly payments, value your trade, and get pre-approved. Rooted in family, driven by you.
Dude, zoom into the guy shooting, please. All right, I'm gonna switch to camera 2. All right, camera 2, you're live. Camera 1, can you zoom back out to include the shot, please? Thank you. All right, and then I need you to get the graphics up, please, for free throw. I think it's, what is it, number 12? All right, graphics are going in. All right, switching to 1. Good shot there, 1. We're gonna go back to 2. I'm gonna take the graphics out. Can we get the scoreboard back on, please? All right, bring those back in. All right, 1 back up. All right, 2. I need you to be close on this one. All right, I need you to follow the point guard as he brings up the ball. All right? All right, going back to 2. 1, I want you now to go down to the other end of the court, just like do a wide shot. We're going to switch to 1 to the middle of the court. All right, switching to 1. All right, good shot there, 2. Now 2, just stay close, all right? We want you to be close. We want you just to be like a close camera. All right? All right, good shot there, 1. That's good. Oh, and also, camera 2, I want you to try to keep the ball in the frame as much as you can. All right, that's not a bad shot. All right, 2, I want you to zoom in on the guy throwing the ball in, please. All right, not too much. Zoom a little bit back out, all right? Perfect. Announcers, I have a replay of that if you want. All right, we're going to roll a replay. Let's get DVR1 up there, all right?
Back at Indian Hill High School, about a minute and change left in this halftime. Braves trail by 11 to the Taylor Yellow Jackets. And we have a special guest, and it's a special night for 2. Nicole Bell, class of 2012. Welcome to the broadcast, and thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I think the first thing people think about that know you, and for those of you that don't know, Nicole graduated in 2012 as the all-time leader for girls basketball in both points and assists. Went on to Indiana University and played at IU, Big Ten program. I think we've got a camera down here, okay. And then went on to become a nurse, graduating from Emory University, fine institution down in Atlanta, Georgia. Setting the stage, you played for the great Dr. Scott Rogers. Talk to us a little bit about Coach Rogers, because that's like the thing I think that next to all the accolades and the individual accomplishments, I think that's got to be the part. You know, you played for Scott Rogers. How was that?
It was an unbelievable experience. I think a lot of people, when they've only come to games, they only see him when he's animated and he's yelling and he's intense and he's staring people down. But I think the biggest thing about Coach Rogers and why he's so successful is he has the biggest heart and he cares about all of us, and we know that he cares about all of us. So he's able to create a team that just has this amazing camaraderie, and he's just such a special person.
So obviously he did a lot of work from a relationship standpoint for you guys to trust him, for you guys to buy in, for you guys to know that he cares about you. You knew he was technically sound. You knew that he knew what he was talking about and that he could help you and that he could teach you. But it was a personal relationship because it seemed like for girls basketball at the high school level, coach is intense. And for him to be able to give that to you, you guys had to be willing to receive it by that relationship and trusting him?
Oh, absolutely. One of the big things we would always say, though, is remember what he's saying and not necessarily how he's saying it. Because we know that he had our back, but he's intense, and that's how he's going to be in your face, but we knew he always had our back.
Your family, how many kids in the family?
8.
8 kids that went to Indian Hill schools.
Correct.
Okay, so one of them I'm really familiar with, which is Adam.
Yep.
Talk about Adam, and I guess Austin was the other guy that's about that age.
Yep.
Talk about the driveway at the Bell House.
Oh, man.
And how hard those guys pushed you.
Well, I do attribute a lot of my toughness, my fight, my competitive spirit to them. I have memories of them pinning me on the couch and shooting me with BB guns, dragging me in the basement and getting rug burn. They never took it easy on me. It didn't matter what accomplished. It was always like, oh, well, I did this. So we always had a very competitive nature, but at the end of the day, they were all very supportive of me.
Great. A couple years ago, you remember Jim Reynolds over at Madeira, the boys basketball coach.
Yep.
His brother came to me and told me a story about your brother playing defense against Andrew Benintendi. You remember that, right?
Yep.
And I think your brother either held him way below average or maybe shut him out. I mean, it was a pretty stark contrast to the norm. Coach Reynolds said that at that point, Andrew Benintendi said, hey, I got to get stronger. I got to do some work. I got to do this. Next thing you know, the guy is, I mean, hey, look, tremendous, the all-time leading scorer, not just in Madeira basketball history, but in CHL history.
Wow.
Yeah. So obviously very successful now, the left fielder for the Kansas City Royals. He won a World Series championship with the Boston Red Sox. He's done a lot. But I always wondered, when your brother held him under the average and it kind of got him thinking about weight training and doing more, did he ever send your brother like a Ruby's gift card or something like that?
I don't think he got anything.
And
that would have been nice, though.
Yeah, and that treatment that he got, you got that like on a regular basis. That was your driveway.
Yeah, that was standard, yep.
I love it. I love it. So, hey, now you're working here in Cincinnati at Children's Hospital, right?
Yep.
And talk about, you know, the life lessons that you got here playing for Coach Rogers, the education you got here, your journey to Indiana, Emory. How does that all factor in on a day-to-day basis? Is there anything in particular that you can point to, or is it just kind of, hey, it's prepared me in a bigger way, it's kind of hard to put your finger on it?
Well, I think when I first stopped playing basketball, that was a really hard transition period for me. I felt like basketball had kind of been my identity for a long time. But after a while, it made me realize that basketball had given me so many great attributes to be successful. It taught me to have a work ethic. It taught me to be caring to people, how to work with different types of people. So I think it's just really set me up for success in everything that I've done.
That's great. That's great. Well, Nicole, congratulations. We're thrilled that you're in town. We're thrilled that you're part of the Indian Hill Hall of Fame. And we're happy for not just you, but your whole family. I mean, the number of people that showed out for you tonight was really special.
It was. It meant a lot to me, and thank you for everything you've done to put this on tonight.
You bet. You bet. Nicole Bell, class of 2012. We'll have Eppa Rixie in a little bit later this half. And, hey, the Braves have cut this thing. Well, it went back up to 11. I was thinking it was 9. It was back to 11. But the Braves are battling. Nicole, thanks very much.
Thank you.
So I know we've spent a good deal of time talking about some Indian Hill legends, but hopefully those at home are Braves fans as well as, 2022 basketball fans. And great night for the high school.
Yeah, well, and the two people that you and your committee selected, Brian, Nicole Bell and Eppa Rixie IV, are they're in the Indian Hill Sports Hall of Fame, but they're also in the Hall of Fame of the human race. I mean, they're just incredible individuals that make everybody around them better and happier just to be in their presence. And it's great to have them honored by the school as well. Harry Hilbert with another rebound. Boy, is he a load.
Braves get a turnover. Get this thing under double digits here on this trip. So really, Indian Hill's done a good job of hanging in. This thing started 16-8, and they've only lost 3 points since then on the scoreboard. And Braves just having a tough time putting the ball in the basket.
Well, a lot of that scoring unfortunately isn't able to suit up today. But boy, the kids that are playing are really playing inspired. There's Hilbert. Alex Grace. And they're going to call him for a foul, but Alex Grace, coming into this game, had scored 8 points on the year. Not a lot of opportunity. By my count, he has 14 right now. And, his shot, he's aggressive, trying to guard Hilbert, who is an absolute load. He picks up a foul, and he's going to have to come out for a few minutes. But Alex Grace is really making himself known tonight.
So we've talked about it. Alex Grace with an opportunity. When these guys get back here for open gym in the fall, Alex Grace with an opportunity to be one of the best, if not the best player in the program. He can do a lot of things for this Indian Hill team, and really played hard against Harry Hilbert tonight. I think he's done an outstanding job.
Well, there's another outstanding job is Antoine Peak, who's done everything for the Braves tonight. Even though they're shorthanded, they're going to call a foul on, is that Hilbert? And Peak is, rebounding as well as he can. He's either guarding Hilbert or Austin, one or the other, and making life very difficult. He's inbound. He's bringing the ball up. He's just done everything tonight, and it's a shame the Braves can't clone him.
So how about the help he got from Zach Jones? We always talk about Zach Jones and his ability to score, but his defense has been fantastic for just being a sophomore playing his first varsity week or two of basketball.
Antoine Peak makes both his free throws. Antoine Peak was not a very good free throw shooter last year, under 50% on the year. And this year he has really, obviously he's practiced and taken things very seriously. He gets fouled a lot. But he came into the game, averaged 73.5%, and he hasn't hurt that any tonight.
So one of those guys that, when you get a break from going up and down in practice, one of those guys, when you say drinks and free throws, he's more about the free throws and spends a lot of time. It hadn't come by accident. He works hard at it. The other thing Antoine does, I told him they ought to basically name the shooting machine after him because he's the guy bringing it out every day. And Antoine Peak has worked at it. High character guy, great teammate.
It's been
a heck of a competitor.
It's been a pleasure to watch him on the football field and on the basketball court the last few years, and he'll surely be missed here in another month when the season's over. Peak.
It's interesting how quickly Zach Jones recognizes overplay and cuts back door. Smart player.
And Vigran, it's just off, and Peak gets the loose ball. Zach Jones.
So when the senior is looking for you, you know you're a shooter. Antoine Peak with that ball in the other wing found Zach Jones.
Folke. Looking for Zach.
Folke finds him, another senior.
And Zach Jones is fouled, and he'll shoot three. That's Zach Howard that fouled him as he was releasing the ball, and
so all of a sudden down to a two-possession game here. And I like our chances to get it to one possession. 3 free throws coming here for Zach Jones. Zach and his parents right now, all those hours, all that time he puts in. think it was Ernie Shavers, talked about, you know, when the bright lights come on, your road work shows up. What have you done? You can't fake it at that point. And when you go to the line like this, I think he's now 9 for 9, if I'm not mistaken. His first 9 free throws as a varsity player.
Way to jinx him.
And it's all about the preparation.
And he's coming out of the game as soon as this one goes in. Oh, no.
Geez.
Thanks, Brian.
Yeah. I want to take full responsibility for that.
And he comes out of, you missed a free throw, so now you go to the bench.
Just unacceptable. Can't go 9 for 10. 9 for 10, so that'll win you the NBA shooting title most years.
I think that got you a Cupid doll at the country fair, didn't it?
Yeah, close down your stuffed animal stand at the carnival when Zach Jones comes.
Well, Antoine Peak gets a little bit of help there from Ben Vigran, and foul is on Antoine Peak.
The foul is on Antoine Peak. That's
His first foul. He's playing defense all over the floor tonight. We've got 1:19 left in the third quarter. It's just his first foul.
Yeah, doing it against good players. But you know what? I think the Braves tonight, I've been very impressed with the Braves' ability. I mean, we saw it when Alex Grace was on the floor, to stay on the floor, not to go for the shot fake. You know, to just be solid. I think Peak has been solid, and the rest of these guys.
Shep Ward goes out, and wow. Zach Jones comes back in the game for the Braves. Great hustle there by Eli Riggs, and he knocks it out, but great effort.
So these Braves are playing hard.
They are.
These Braves are playing hard, and it's been a good offensive rebounding team really all year. This team is getting on the floor and doing the little things.
There's Austin. And there's a foul on Ryan Kincaid, and Luke Folke will go to the line for 2.
So once again, Luke Folke pushing the issue, not afraid to go to the line. And, you know, you wish a lot of these guys would get to the line more. You know, Indian Hills had over the last several years a number of guys that seem to get to the line once or twice a game. Folke getting there with regularity, and that's a big part of basketball.
Yeah, Luke misses the first.
15 foul.
And the second one off as well. Hilbert with the rebound. Ryan Kincaid. There's Austin. Nice move. Shep Ward. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Higgins down on the other end with a nice closeout, but you really have to pick your poison. If Austin is on, if the shot is falling, he's one of those guys that puts pressure on you. You know, you got to respect the shot, but he can put it on the floor. Good player.
Well, in that case, they beat us down the floor, and it was before Antoine Peak got there, and that's how Austin got open.
And there you see the steals leader. That's how it happens. Great denial defense.
There's Austin. Luke Folke is on Austin now. 9 seconds.
Great help. Great help.
And that's the end of the quarter. And
Braves been doing that a lot to him tonight. You know, getting to him with help. And Austin, you know, got to figure that out. Pass the basketball.
Again, I felt in football that Antoine Peak was the best cornerback in the league defensively, the best cover corner, and I think he's the best on-ball defender in basketball as well. We take a look at the CHL standings, and you can see how much this game means. Taylor at 7-0. A win tonight would really put them in the Fat City as far as winning the league. 12-2 overall. They've had a great year. We talked about it earlier. The Braves at just 3-2. A win tonight puts them at 4-2, and then a game with Madeira Tuesday night right here. The Braves could put themselves back into it. Just 5-5. The Braves have had a really tough non-conference schedule, and also playing shorthanded most of the year.
Two-possession game heading into the fourth quarter. Had the Braves won Tuesday night against Wyoming and came in here 4-1, looking to basically tie in the loss column. Be a different feel for these Taylor Yellow Jackets. Sorry the Braves weren't able to put themselves in that position. And now we're getting the Bengals fight song. Tomorrow, Toe, where are you going to be at 4:30?
I'll probably be in the library studying.
The Braves with a game originally scheduled down in Woodford County, Kentucky, and that has been canceled. Just not enough guys. And so the Braves will be home. These young guys will be able to see their first playoff game ever. They were unable to see the Raider game because we were Roger Bacon.
Hilbert on Grace, and boy, he gets to go wherever he wants. We've got the Honorable Eppa Rixie here joining us, and Your Honor.
It is once again a pleasure. I'd like to introduce to the viewing audience the mayor of Indian Hill is Wyatt Higgins. Banks in a 3. You're good luck. You're good luck. You brought him to within 5 now. Eppa Rixie IV tonight inducted into the Indian Hill Athletic Hall of Fame. And Eppa, gosh, just great to have you back at the school and great to have you connected.
No. Well, thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here and fun to be at a game again. And looks like a close game. They brought it back into play here.
You know, I know you always have a soft spot for the guy that plays in the post. Harry Hilbert, not number 24 out there for Taylor, not your normal post player in the sense of, a sturdy guy. Looks like a screen setter. But Eppa, I don't know if you've noticed tonight,
he positions really well.
This is a guy that can pass the ball. You can run everything through that guy.
Yeah, he really positions well, and he rebounds well, blocks out well.
Yeah, smart basketball player. He's a senior.
Shoots his free throws well.
He does. That's near and dear to your heart. Yeah, senior. We've been seeing him for a while, and he's been smart as a whip ever since he started playing against Indian Hill at the varsity level. Well, hey, tonight, big night. I think everybody that was at the reception just couldn't get over the relationship between you and your wife, Buffy.
Oh, thank you.
And just how that shines through, Eppa. It's amazing.
It's always wonderful to be able to marry your best friend and the love of your life, which has been just a great joy for me and for the two of us for over 40 years now, which is great.
Yeah. Well, you've done a lot. You've seen a lot. Honestly, I think Buffy was more excited about this than you were. And you were plenty excited.
I was pretty excited.
Yeah, I know you were. But, she, for those that are not familiar with the story, so Eppa, probably the best big man in Indian Hill history, goes down to Davidson College. And Davidson has just a really special tradition. I mean, go back to the Lefty Drizelles and
Terry Holland,
and now Bob McKillop has done great things there. But it's a special basketball place.
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry. Yeah, my son and I went to Detroit and saw that Elite 8 game.
Oh, we were there too.
Yeah. We were actually.
That was really fun.
At in Dearborn, the Dearborn Inn.
Yeah.
With the team. We didn't know. We were just staying there. And then all of a sudden I see Del Curry and, Thomas Sander from Elder High School, who was on the team. But Eppa, you've done so many different things. I think, important for people to understand the Rixie Berry Insurance Group. I mean, how long were you the chairman?
My great-grandfather started the insurance agency in 1888, and I joined the agency right out of college in '76, and just retired about a year ago. And it was a wonderful experience. I majored in pre-med in college, and then decided I didn't want to go on to med school, and thought that the insurance business and joining my dad in the agency would be a neat experience, and it was even better than I thought. I enjoyed it. 40-some years, and you got to work with an awful lot of wonderful people around the city of Cincinnati, and it was great.
You know, you're really blessed. I mean, you talk about your best friend, your wife, Buffy. But really what you talked about today with your dad, too.
About 3 years ago, we moved back in the house I grew up in Indian Hill. So I'm back in the house I moved into in 1963. So it's been a wonderful experience to be part of this village of Indian Hill and the school district. And it's just, I'm very blessed, and had 3 kids go through the school district, and I've got 2 grandkids now living in the school district. So
that's great. What are the names of the grandkids?
My 4-year-old is Caroline, and I've got a 4-month-old named Molly.
Okay.
And the last name is Pharr, P-H-A-R-R.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, your days, the council, the mayor, literally the mayor of Indian Hill. Talk about what got you into that. What caused you to say, hey, I want to be a part of that?
Well, they basically, the nominating committee called me and asked me if I'd be willing to serve. And I said, if you need me, I'm here. And ran for office, and was on council for 2 years, vice mayor for 4 years, and mayor for 2 more years. So it was a great experience. I would do it again in a minute. The pay is amazing. You get 0. But it takes a little bit of time.
Right.
So working a full-time job and doing that at the same time eats up a few of your recreational hours. But it was well worth it. I do it again. It's a wonderfully run village, and we've got a great school district within the village, and we are blessed beyond belief.
Yeah, fortunate to meet you through the planning stages and the committee for the new facilities. And it's going to
be exciting transition for the school here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And much needed.
Yes.
I moved into the old school about 2 years after it was built in 1970. Well, I moved in 6th grade into the old high school, junior high building, and it was 2 years old at that point in 1966.
Right.
So it was in need of a update.
Yeah.
With a bulldozer.
Well, they said, of all the buildings in the district, you hate to be critical, but primary school built like a tank.
Yeah.
The other schools are fairly new. That middle school just built a different way.
It was poorly built, poorly conceived. Unfortunately, I think they were trying, but it just didn't work, and never did work. Flat deck roof, leaked forever, not efficient, just not. It turned out a lot of wonderful students, great memories, but it was not a building worth trying to save. We need to start over.
Well, the new building will be terrific for your grandkids.
It'll be great.
Yeah.
It'll be nice having it. You're so nice to have me, and thank you for honoring me today. It was just a real pleasure to be back with the village and in the school district, and you guys do a great job.
Eppa, I want you to know, everywhere we go, Eppa Rixie is a solid name. We share something. My son is coached by a Davidson alum, as you know, and so I wrote, Coach Kosmowski, Eppa Rixie going to the Hall of Fame. And that's my guy. That's my guy.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Brian, so much for what you do and what you've done for the village and for the school district and for the athletic department. It's just great.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend and get some sleep.
Okay. Well,
now
thanks
you're
very
Hall
much.
of Famer.
I appreciate it.
And we'll see you back next year.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Take care.
Right.
Thanks.
So the great Eppa Rixie. How about that?
Something. And
how about Ben Vigran?
Ben Vigran right through him. And a timeout here. Well, they stopped play, and they're taking Luke St. John out.
Yeah, St. John with maybe a little bit of a nosebleed or something going on there.
Well, it's great that you were able to get Eppa on. You know, whenever a man receives an award, there's his wife laughing in the background, and Buffy's enjoyed herself a lot tonight. It's Eppa's
I tell you what, Hall of Fame aside, you know, the fact that Buffy Rixie was so excited for Eppa. She really feels he's a Hall of Fame husband, and that's as big as it gets.
Well, you know, he's graduated from Indian Hill 50 years ago this May, and it's nice that you finally acknowledge that, because, you know, his last birthday cake looked like a California wildfire. I'm glad we finally got him recognized.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? I mean, it's time. It's way past time.
Ben Vigran!
Great offense there by Zach Jones, the sophomore, too, to drive and draw a help. Kick it out to Ben in rhythm, and Ben knocking it down. Two of the best shooters.
Yep. And they need him on the court now. Down 4 with 3 minutes. There's a steal by Folke to Ben Vigran. And Benny B. Braves cut it to 2.
We got a one-possession game here.
Harry Hilbert. Wow. Braves just don't have an answer for him.
Well, obviously, if you had it to do over again, maybe have him catch the ball a little further away from the basket, but easier said than done. So Grace has done an outstanding job tonight of staying solid. Braves going to have to score some points here down the stretch.
Oh, Ben Vigran just off. And they're going to call a foul on Luke Folke.
No. They're going to call a foul. Luke Folke going to the line.
All right, that's on Austin. That'll be his fourth. Fourth foul on Austin. And
toe looked like a clear push. Folke with great rebounding position. I just was surprised at how long it took for the whistle to make a sound. I think that's what's got Taylor confused.
Folke misses it. The front end of the 1-and-1. And Zach Jones with the ball. There's Hilbert. And up 4, Taylor with the ball, and in no hurry. There's Hilbert. Wow. Yeah, the Braves have done a great job, Peak especially, keeping Austin in check, but there's really no answer for Hilbert. He's a really, really interesting player. Soft touch, great hands. Ben Vigran short.
Yeah, there isn't a time till he puts up a shot where he hasn't created a little bit of space in advance of that. Luke Folke going to get the foul out in transition. Braves have been struggling tonight really in transition defense. Been a big part of it. But, Harry Hilbert, if you don't have a guy long enough to play behind him, kind of I think a C.J. Hayden fits that bill. If you don't have a guy long enough to play behind him, you almost have to play him by a guard. Try to make him catch the ball 15, 20 feet away, and then take his feet away. Because once he gets where he wants to go, he's unstoppable, and he can pass.
And he can shoot.
Yes, he can. Braves got it down to 2. It's now stretched out to 9, Toe.
Yeah. Braves have some shooters on the floor. There's one of them, Ben Vigran, Zach Jones, and Alex Grace.
Yes, sir. So getting rhythm, that's all you can ask. And once again, Harry Hilbert.
And he misses a shot.
His way to the basket.
Why they didn't stop the game.
Yep.
He hadn't missed too many tonight.
Check the ball.
Yeah. Kincaid. And now Taylor's going to be content to kill some clock. And Folke, and that's his 4th.
Yeah, 16 foul. So Braves have one more to give.
That's his 5th foul. That's Luke Folke has just fouled out.
Obviously, with this team, Hilbert like to keep Austin away from the foul line if you can. Deny the inbound to them and see if you can get somebody else. But they're all pretty good.
Taylor's the best free throw shooting team in the league, 73% as a team.
Yep.
Austin at 77%. Hilbert at 87%.
Yeah. Yeah, you look down the line, and really, if you're going to pick a poison, you're still at 70% or better.
Yep.
So
they've
what you're looking at there, Toe, then is, how many attempts. So you'd like to get a guy that might have 10 or 15 attempts instead of a guy that's got 40 or 45.
Right. Well,
familiarity.
The Taylor team leads the CHL in three-point percentage at 37%. That's a team. And free throw at 73%. They lead the league in both. They're very, very skilled shooters. You can see they move the ball well. And Hilbert, big guy, usually assist-to-turnover ratio isn't that great with the bigger guys. Their hands aren't as great.
Yeah.
But his hands are, he's like, Houdini. And he has a 2.4 assist-to-turnover ratio.
Yeah.
Outrageous. And especially for a non-guard.
Well, and then, you got Austin with probably a fractional, but, nonetheless, he's not passing the ball a whole heck of a lot. He's your scorer. He walked. Yes, he did.
Well, it's the first thing he's done wrong all day, and he's frustrated.
Yeah, it looked like he tried purposefully to get the jump stop there, Toe, but the floor gave a little bit. His high school floors aren't always perfect.
As big as he is, the floor gives a lot when he runs.
Well,
and I say that affectionately because I'm admiring what a great player he is.
More of the dirt.
Jones and Hilbert with the rebound.
How strong he is using that pivot foot.
Yep.
So he just does all the little things.
Everything.
It really should be an inspiration for young players to look at him and say, and you got some of the guys, hey, if you're 6'5", 6'7", and you think, boy, if I could just take a little bit of the mental approach, that Harry Hilbert has for the game, what are you capable of doing?
Just a terrific athlete. We said he's an incredible football. Played all the football season with a torn muscle in his stomach, and he's hopefully he'll get a chance to play somewhere next year. And I know that Coach Birch and most of the Braves are very happy that he's graduating in May. He has been a thorn in the side for in both football and basketball, the Braves, for a while.
So not going to get them all back at one time. The Braves are going to get guys back starting next week. So, over the next 2 or 3 weeks, probably have the team, knock on wood, at full strength.
These guys have battled, and again, a lot of contributions from guys who haven't had a lot of opportunities so far this year, and you can see that there's a pretty bright future, and maybe into the tournament we're going to get some significant minutes from some of these fellas who have really played well, including Alex Grace.
Yeah, a couple of sophomores, a couple of juniors on the floor with Antoine.
There's a 5-second count. Harry Hilbert didn't find anybody open and ate the ball, and the Braves will inbound down 9. And we've got a few shooters, and here comes another one. Zach Jones coming in for Shep Ward. Yep. You don't want Zach inbounding it, though.
Well, you can run him off a screen or do something. Sometimes that's the most dangerous guy, but Shep Ward, a good shooter as well.
Ben Vigran gets knocked by Luke St. John, and they say it is off St. John. Alex Grace, that's off.
You gotta love Alex Grace.
Zach Jones knocks it away from Austin, and Austin just fouled out.
So that block against Wyatt Higgins came right out to Alex Grace. Alex Grace, without hesitation, looks down at that three-point line and says, time to let it go. I absolutely love it.
Austin has just fouled out.
And so this is another case. Again, you hate to kind of think back to the past, but Tuesday night, you win that game, a very winnable game for Indian Hill. Tonight, you kind of keep this thing tight, have him foul out. All of a sudden, guys are starting to freak out. But not down 9 with 29 seconds left.
First one is good.
Braves
Ben Vigran.
Unable to put pressure on them, really. Be interesting to see how they respond.
And a timeout for Taylor. Ethan Wire coming in there for Austin. Wire had an older brother, Bennett Wire, who played for several years for Taylor. Very nice player. And his coach has done a great job. And it's been, again, a downtrodden program, the kind of, team you bring in for homecoming or something. And Coach Holland has turned everything around, and they're a program to be admired.
Well, Toe, as the Bengal fight song plays, got to ask you, tomorrow 4:30, I know you're going to be at the library, but how do you see it?
Well, probably with my reading glasses.
One thing these two teams can agree on, all these kids will be watching Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and the boys tomorrow at 4:30. And I'd like to see these young guys, get something to cheer about. Love the national anthem. It always binds us together about, hey, we're all Americans. Taylor, Indian Hill, doesn't matter. The same thing with the Bengals. Taylor kids, Indian Hill kids, all excited. Matter of fact, Ty Thornton wearing a Cincinnati Bengals t-shirt on the bench tonight.
Vigran shooting the second of 2. And it's good. Braves down 7, Hilbert inbounding.
Ben Vigran doing a lot of good things here the last week or two.
Off of wire, Antoine Peak. And they're going to call charge. Wow. Wow.
So what do you call when a defender is not stationary and the offensive player is spinning and has his back to the defender and falls on him? I mean, what do you call? Travel? What do you call?
I think it was a bad call, and Coach Birch wasn't very happy, and he's got his tie up around his neck right now. I hope nobody pulls it. He's a little frustrated with that call. Braves have played so hard tonight, again, undermanned, and these young guys have really, really done a nice job keeping them in the game and looking for a break, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah, when you got, some adversity like this with guys out and, you're struggling a little bit at 500, which is not the norm for a Tim Birch team, all-time leading wins guy, all-time highest percentage guy.
In again, out again for Vigran, and
but Toe, they keep battling, and that's really what it's all about. That's that's your program. Are you battling when things are going against you? And the Braves, with everybody, 10 days ago, lost that game by 18 points or something out there. And Braves within 7 points here as we get down inside 12, 13 seconds.
Well, Brian, we've got Kincaid misses it.
So a lot of positive here too, Toe.
Alex Grace.
Looked good, didn't it? Coming out of his hands.
Yeah. That was...
Doesn't struggle. Grace lets it go, and, it's not a struggle. Looks like it's a clean look for him all the time.
Oh, Alex hits Wire, and Wire will be shooting 2 shots here for Taylor with just 3.9 seconds left. Well, Brian, back at home again Tuesday night with the neighborhood rivalry with Madeira.
Yes.
And Coach Rockwell and his team, I'm sure, will be well fortified for that game. They've got a kid named Kravac who has played very, very well for him this year. Another young man by the last name of Henry, another one Connor, and they've that should be an interesting battle, and the hope is that C.J. Hayden is back for the Braves.
So a great group of juniors on that Madeira team. Look forward to seeing them, and not just this year.
Well, the final score here from the Braves Gymnasium is Taylor Yellow Jackets 57 and Indian Hill Braves 50. A hard-fought battle. Taylor's got a lot of talent. Really good team. They're in first place in the league for a reason, and they're going to be tough to beat. I'm sure they would like to go through it undefeated, and they've got a real chance to do that. They share the ball well, and 2 real superstars in Hilbert and Austin.
Toe, as we always say, Denny Dups, Steve Overberg, the best in the business. Not only doing this game tonight, but also live streaming the Hall of Fame reception. Thanks very much, guys. And to the camera crew and everybody producing, great job. Toe, Houday, let's go get a dub on the road.
Okay, and remember to join us actually tomorrow afternoon at 1:30. The Lady Braves are going to be playing the Lady Warriors from Marymount. And then Tuesday night, right here at Indian Hill again, the Braves against Madeira. I'm Tony Harris here for Brian Shaw. Thanks for joining us tonight. Good night and good basketball.
Exclusive coverage of tonight's game on the Indian Hill Television Network has been a copyrighted presentation of the Indian Hill High School Video Department.